More information on VidMe and reasons to start another channel can be found in the description box. My good buddy Neil Mackay sent me these two sets as a present in return for some pure cotton gauze he couldn't get in the UK. Since the gauze wasn't that expensive, this is a very generous gift. Hornet heads come in these bags. I like that because you can see what you get right away. I won't talk too much because the heads speak for themselves. Since side caps, or Vielen in German, were widely used, there's always use for these heads. And here they are. All of them have very different expressions. Let's look at them one by one now. These are my Hornet Head sets number 3 and 4, and I still don't know how to take really good pics of them. I'm sorry for the bad lighting. That's why I showed you each head from the catalog's pics first. Anyway, this guy looks worried and would make a great prisoner of war. I'll show you all the heads in the same order. Front, right profile, back, left profile. The ears on Hornet Heads are beautifully done. I've got no idea how somebody can sculpt tiny things like these. Roger Saunders is a real master. The second head of this set shows a worried face too. It's the expression of a weary soldier or a frustrated one, maybe because he also became a prisoner of war. The third face looks angry or very tense, depending on the situation he's in. Face number 4 looks friendly with a smile. Up to now I like these faces a lot. They look realistic and human. And this is the head I'll definitely use for the Say Cheese diorama. When I first saw the heads in the catalogue, an idea for a little scene on the dio came to mind. This crooked smile looks fantastic. Heads like these are also very useful, and you can't have enough of them. Here they are, and as before we can see very different expressions. This head will be used because I needed a second face with a rather crooked or dirty smile for the scene I talked about. The second head in this set has a neutral expression, so you can use it for many figures of German soldiers. Head number 3 looks like he was giving orders to his platoon or company. The fourth face doesn't look too intelligent. At least he doesn't look well fed. These faces are masterfully done. And he looks like an officer whose strategy didn't really work out. Look at the shape of his mouth. You won't believe it, but this time there'll be a recommendation. Why? Because I used a couple of heads from my first 2 Hornet sets. Yes, they're resin, and yes, resin is harmful. But nonetheless, resin is my favorite material. I love the details a good sculpture can achieve with it. As you just saw, styrene heads can't compete with these resin heads. I like these heads very much, and I'll surely use all of them on different dioramas. Since I'm not an expert in German uniforms, I may be wrong, but I think the officers' Schirmmützen are a bit too high. Maybe somebody is an expert and can tell me what he thinks about it. If they are too high, this is my only negative point on these 2 Hornet sets. Would I recommend them? Oh yes, no doubt about it. Would I buy them again? Of course I would. There's always use for them. Is it difficult to make them fit on a figure's neck? No, not at all. First I used a pencil and the original figure's neck to outline its shape on the resin neck. Then I removed the lower portion of the neck with a sprue cutter. I always try to cut off as much as possible. It's the resin dust while sanding that is bad for your health. And after that it's sanding and dry fitting, sanding and dry fitting, sanding and dry fitting, sanding and dry fitting. You want to be careful not to sand off too much. Resin is much easier and faster to sand than styrene. So, I highly recommend these 2 sets. They're absolutely worth the money. These won't be the last sets I'll get. In the catalogue there are many more beautifully sculpted heads. Each face seems to be telling a story. These are items I actually love to spend money on.